Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and today to film, I got some help. Not only do I have camera guy Kurt in the room, I got my boy Jack. And you probably can't see Jack, because Jack is actually even shorter than camera guy Kurt. Can you show Jack for me, Kurt? And you're probably thinking, what the hell does a dog have to do with reptiles? Well, let me tell you, today we're going to film reptile myths. And these are things we've all heard as reptile keepers, or some things that get spread as true that are fake. So the first one I want to talk about is, we always hear it all the time, your snake is going to eat your dog. Okay? That's what we hear. Kurt, you ever been told that?
Yes.
I've been told that.
Or cats.
Or cats. So I just got the dog because he's easier to me. Calm down, girlie. I want you to look, okay? Well, I don't want anybody to get bit. It's a simple size thing. There is no way that this snake is going to eat this dog. Look at the size around. Not going to happen. Can't fit. Not possible. Ball python, not going to eat your dog. And this is a Shih Tzu. It's not like it's a big dog. When I had my Chihuahua outweighed my biggest ball python. Okay, now this does come with a caveat. If you are keeping, say, a big full-size Burmese python, you probably don't want, you know what, while I'm in here, I'm going to go ahead and give you some fresh water. Get a little moisture in there. And clean up a little bit. That's what I always do. You probably do not want to have, your Burmese python and your pet dog playing together. Because yes, if it's a size thing that can fit, it often will. But most people keep a small snake like a ball python, and you should have absolutely no worries of it eating your dog. I don't usually let my dog or cats in here. It's not because I worry about the dog or cats. It's because I worry about the snakes. Like cats are curious. They're a bad mix, but see how curious he is. You can tell he's never in here. But they never... My ball pythons can't eat my dog. All right, Jack, you can hang out here today because I like you, buddy. The next one. Okay, we've all heard this too. Reptiles, or snakes in particular, will only grow to the size of their enclosure. Now, I got to tell you, there's some truth to that. Here, I'm going to show you. Here's some proof. Here's some truth to it. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not true. He's way too big for that. They will outgrow their enclosure size. I promise you. I keep him in that. He's still going to grow. He doesn't live in there, for the record. Of course, this is our boy Hades, and he lives in a much bigger enclosure. They will continue to get bigger. Enclosure size does not dictate the size of the animal. Food can help control that. If you really want to keep a reptile small, I guess one could feed it less, and scientifically it likely will be smaller. There's a term for that. It's called malnourishment, and we highly recommend against it. It's basically animal abuse. Not basically, it is. It's starvation, controlling size through starvation. But a properly fed reptile is going to grow to whatever size it's going to get. Now, does every ball python get 4 feet or 5 feet or 6 feet? No, just like people, there's a huge variance in size. I'm 6'2". Kurt's like 5'8", right?
Hopefully.
And that's normal. There's a variance in humans, and just like that, there's a variation in snakes. I was trying to toss you a bone. So, snakes are poisonous. Oh, God. Every time. I just want to hit myself with a hammer that I hear that. I used to correct people, but I've gotten to where I don't correct people because it's just easier to say the proper word and hope that they catch on. Now, that being said, I do believe there is actually one snake that if eating the proper diet can secrete a poison where if you lick it, you could have an issue. That's like one. Snakes are venomous. Not all. Some snakes are venomous. The difference is poisonous. If I eat something poisonous or lick it or ingest it, it makes me sick or kills me. Venomous, it bites me and it makes me sick or kills me. I can eat a venomous animal. I've actually done it, and it's not going to hurt you at all. So there's a difference between poisonous and venomous. They're not poisonous. They're venomous. This is my favorite one. And Kurt said he never heard this, and I can't believe it. I want to know how many of you have got this exact myth in your email or in your inbox, or somebody has told you this story that they heard from their second cousin twice removed who once knew a guy who once knew a girl who had a friend who was a doctor that knew somebody on Facebook that told them this. And if you've heard this, I just want to know. And that is that, person was sleeping and they're a big old snake, Of course, it wasn't a ball python. The story, it's usually like a Burmese or reticulated python or just a large python would come and it would cuddle with them in bed, and it would lay along them like this, like my fat belly. It would do that, and it wasn't eating. So they took their snake to the vet, and they said, "Doc, my snake's not eating, and everything else it's doing, it's fine. It cuddles with me at night and does all this, but it just isn't eating." And the doc said, "The snake is perfectly fine." Get that coconut out of there, or laying in the dirt. It's perfectly fine. However, it's just waiting to eat a large meal, preparing to eat a large meal, and it's trying to size you up to see if it can eat you. You guys heard that one? I've been sent that I don't know how many times. Guys, that's crap. For anybody who's watching that's heard that, and maybe new to snakes, a dog scratch, I'm going to let him out really quick. Hi, super up close. It is not a true thing, okay? Snakes are opportunistic feeders. They're not going to go off food in order to prepare for a great big meal because they don't know when that big meal is going to show up. They will go off food for different things in their lifetime. Well, breeding seasons and things like that can cause a snake to fast. But it's not because they're like, "Oh, well, man, that rabbit looks pretty good, but God, I really rather just eat Bill, so I'm just going to wait a few more months and then eat Bill over there." And just, crap. It's crap. It does not happen. It does not exist. Ooh, this is one of my favorite ones. I wish I had one here to show you, but they're all at the other place. Rattlesnakes always rattle before they strike. That is a myth. And the way I can prove to you that that is a myth is we have a scaleless rattlesnake. It physically can't rattle before it strikes. So every time it strikes, it's never rattled. But even the ones that have a rattle, I can tell you from experience, they don't always rattle before they strike. It's not a requirement that they rattle, and nothing in their body makes them rattle before they strike. It's almost an involuntary muscle twitch that causes that when they're agitated, scared, any number of things to have that warning. But they can lay in wait and strike, especially on the feed response, without ever rattling. And if they're laying there, and let's say they're sleeping, and snakes don't have eyelids, so their eyes are always look open, and one is startled, it may strike first and then rattle later. So they do not have to rattle before they strike. Do not count on that rattle to warn you. You still need to be aware of your surroundings when you're out at places that have rattlesnakes and know where you're stepping and know what you're looking at. It's kind of like watching the ground. They are good at camouflage. You still may miss one. Okay, another one. This will be the last one for this video because Kurt said there's so many myths we should break it up into two. And that is that when a snake, like my buddy here, eats, that he dislocates his jaw to do so. So that jaw dislocates and allows him to eat big meals. That is a myth. It's partially true, but it's kind of it's like a politician. They're not really using the proper words and they're changing things around. And you really can't tell by looking, but you'll see. Maybe we'll see. I'll have to show you here in a second. Their jaw actually is not connected. So there's not like a physical jaw joint like mine here where there's a bone and a bone, right? What they have is a tendon. So since it's not connected, it's connected just by the tendons, it already is allowed to stretch. It's not dislocating and going back into the joint. That's the way that joint is made. Then their bottom of their jaw is comes like this and is also joined by connective tissue, allowing those to work independently. And if you look, there'll be a line. Sorry, buddy. There. That's where that skin can stretch because it can work independently. So when you watch it, it would appear to dislocate, but it doesn't actually dislocate. No joint is coming undone. So the socket's not popping out. It's just made to do that through those tendons. Kurt, anything you want to add about these reptile myths? Myths.
No.
So we like Mythbusters now? Can we blow some stuff up?
Sure.
Can you end this with a graphic of a huge ass fireball? Or like some Mentos, And you have a better facial hair, so which one would you be if we were the Mythbusters?
I don't know.
You don't know. Come on, you watched that show. You nerded out to that shit. I know you did. I nerded out to that. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.